What's the futures tip for the week?
I really have 5. Number 1, I've said it before, but after a conversation I had yesterday, please master one short target, whether you're doing options or futures. 1, please write it in chat. 1, marry that fucking target for the next year and a half. I don't care. What I want traders to do is I want you from going to having a lot of knowledge about trading to extracting money from the market. That's your job, right? Number 2, 4 moving averages. So once again, today on Monday, if you look at the 20-day moving average, the 50, the 72, the 100, the market bled under. If the market is underneath all 4 moving averages, it's probably not going to come back. You can let your trade run longer. And if you put on a high and low for the week or the month on TradingView or Thinkorswim, you can see where you should exit. But if something goes above those 4 moving averages, it's going to stay to the upside. Number 3, write it in the chat. Overtrading is the devil. Talking to my guy, I don't know if he want me to say his name, but I was talking to my guy yesterday. And I'm like, you legit can be at 15,000, 16,000 a week. What's stopping you from getting there? He was like, the overtrading. Sometimes as traders, we know so much and can see so much. We can see what a VWAP line is for other traders. We can see where pivots are. We can see where moving out averages are, the options chain, and then you get overwhelmed. Overtrading is like going into deep credit card debt at 25%. And a lot of it takes discipline, but the core of it, do you feel worthy enough that you should be able to make $100,000 in a week, in a day, $500,000-$600,000 in a year, $1 million plus in a year? So work on the psyche. And 4th and final, if you are not comfortable with just using a short target, split your targets. I don't like in Red Panda. I don't want you to do it. So ES, NASDAQ, ZB, UB, use 4 tick in futures. NASDAQ use 40 ticks. But if you are trading, let's say NASDAQ, your first target can be 40 ticks. Your second target after that can be 220. So let's say if you're trading 8 contracts, I will have 4 contracts take profit at 40 ticks. My second target will be 220. It will bring my averages up. And that way you don't feel like you missed out on a longer move. And I need you to stop focusing on knowing more information. You need more execution, and you need to be able to extract money out of the market. And Troy, that's why I told you, like, when you start doing options, I'm like, yeah, you rookie of the year MVP, because there's people who knew more about options. And then when I said, well, what you make? I remember we was in the hotel we like in LA. That's someone's salary. I think you're like 8 months in. I'm like,
allegedly,
hypothetically, right?
Yeah,
me and Rashad dirty macking this year. It wasn't no legend. But my thing is, like, you can know so much about Fibonacci extensions, pivot points, RSI, MACD, balance of market power. You can read all this shit, but when it's time to make the money, are you doing what's necessary? And I was telling my guy, like, even with Market Mondays, I love the consistency of me even having to get better at the media. Once your hour's done in trading, walk away and do something else. You have to, and this is a great lesson I think we should talk about. In this new century, and definitely this next decade, you're going to have to master multiple crafts.
Yeah,
you're going to have to know how to invest, trade, market, do media, AI, programming, and be great at all of them. You can argue Elon is a great salesman, one of the highest Q scores I think we've ever seen in history, great innovator, great designer, great programmer, great engineer. He's still having fucking issues at his company. You can't lean on one thing anymore. You can't. Not in this decade. And if interest rates actually go up, oh, baby, it's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough. I mean, that's why it's important to keep the main thing, and really, you got to, like, allocate your time. It's important. I think one of the people ask me all the time, well, what is one of the biggest regrets you have in investing is that I don't even have enough time to do it like full time, right? Because there's so many other things, whether it's the media or whether it's production or whether it's curriculum. There's so many other things
a lot to do.
And so yeah, I still have to allocate time to make sure I'm doing this, just because it's something that I love to do. But I would imagine there's so many people that have ample amount of time that aren't even executing on it.
Yep.
Right. So, like, having results is great, but I think what separates people is, number one, how they're allocating the time. But when it's time to make the decision and press the button to either buy or sell, are you going to do it?
Yep.
Because people can watch and you can learn all the fundamentals you want, all the technicals you want. You can listen to as many podcasts as you want and as many audiobooks. But when it's time for you to open that brokerage account, put some money in there and make a decision that you're going to invest, will you do it? And that's what's going to separate people.
And if you don't do that properly, you turn to a hater.
These are some of the side effects.
Absolutely. Master your craft. And I'm going to stress this again. Master one target. For those of you trading ES, ZB, UB, there's no excuse why you can't hit 4 ticks. For those of you who don't know what ticks are, it's the equivalent of 4 pennies. So you're telling me you can't go from 96.31 to 96.35? And then 4 trades max in a week. Stack those wins, then you can scale up your contracts, and then you get to make the big bucks and leave McDowell's. It's not that hard, man. Stay locked in.